Um, yes, it's me again, and I have a special guest on my show tonight. You know, there's been this video that's been circulating around. I know you must have seen it of a Spider-Man in Lagos, our very first real life superhero in Nigeria. So I have the privilege of interviewing him this night, and he's going to talk a bit about himself. And trust me, it's going to be very exciting because the first time I saw it, I was like, when did you start having Spider-Man in Nigeria? It's crazy, and he's doing a very, very incredible job in Lagos, in the West. And let me not go into many details. I want you to hear directly from him. So I have the honor to be with Mr. Jonathan Olanlokun.
I'm so grateful for this invite. God bless you, my engineer.
All right, sir. All right, sir. It's good to have you here.
Viewers,
It's good to have you here.
listeners.
It's good to have you here. So I'm very really curious. Most times when we watch, I'm a very big fan of superhero comics and all of these things. But I lean more to DC. Sure, I'm not a Marvel fan like that. But I
That's
want to know what inspired you to take up that mantle of of Spider-Man. But before that, sir, I just want to just introduce a little bit about yourself, childhood, how you grew up and all of
yes,
this.
yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for this honor. I'm so grateful to be here
Yes,
to
sir.
share my story. And I would like to say I started very nice.
Okay.
My mother was adopted by an American Baptist missionary and social worker in 1953 here in
Wow.
Nigeria.
Wow.
So my mom started living with her from 8 days old. So my mom went on to live with her for about 22 years.
Wow.
And my mom married so early. My mom married to my father.
Okay.
We had a smooth family, nice family. My mom was everything. My grandmother, foster grandmother, taught my mom how
Okay.
to bake cake, and my parents share so much love. Stone in March 18th,
Okay.
1978.
Wow. Sorry.
So it was a sad moment for our family. My dad wouldn't want to marry for about 6 years, from 78, and my dad died again
Wow.
1983. That was how I became an orphan. Yes, I have traits. My dad was an humanitarian. A white American Baptist missionary also was an humanitarian. So my grandmom left Nigeria in 1955 to America, and she died in 1994 in Miami, Oklahoma. But all of a sudden, I didn't have much to see from my dad, but I have something to see from my foster grandma, how she gave me a picture in 1985, and I placed the picture by my bedside. So by the time I lived with my great uncle, I finished my secondary school. I couldn't further my education, and I was told that your father would like you to go to the university, but I wasn't going to go to the university. So I returned back to Lagos. I can recall an experience. I was living close to Fela House, and the NDLE came to raid Fela House, and I was just on the Fela House. I was also, raided by the
Wow.
NDLE. Then we were transported from Ikeja down to Ikoyi NDLE office, and it was a very terrible time that many wayward kids, runaway guys that are into marijuana and they are fans of Fela were reminded. And I
Yeah.
remember I sat beside Fela's daughter, and the second day when they were beating those notorious fans of Fela that are Indian smoker, and
Yeah.
it was my turn. I had to remove my shirt, and the NDLA officer said, "This one is Oma Butter, don't beat him." So that was how I came back to Oshobo okay, from Lagos again to start my business in year 2000. And I started the technical work, and the technical work started, moving fine. And along the line, people started, when people know that you are generous, you are kind, people rush to you.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
rush to you. I started my business. That was how I started my foundation. The foundation in memory of my grandmother. Her name is Barbara Epperson, but she was given the Yoruba name Abike. The foundation was not structured, but we were working. Okay, we were working, and I kept on doing it. And by 2004, I added the environmental. As I was doing it, people were calling me madman. This guy is mad. And all over the places, my story was going, and they were telling my family what he's doing. He's only a madman that can relegate himself to this extent of trying to clean a drainage of about, how do I call it, of about 50 times 10, of about 500 feet. And this guy stopped the water that I've diverted to the main road because of me. I stopped the water, the toilet, bathroom wastewater that was, flowing all around on the major road. And if you are passing by the road, you dare not pass without you, marching on those water. And I was so passionate about this work then. And new ideas kept coming, and then this started to affect my work, I wasn't too structured, but I was so determined to do what I want to do. I didn't let anything stop me. I believed in myself. I had basic education that could help me, but I started developing myself. I had low self-esteem. I had to develop myself that I increased my esteem to an high one. As I was trying to fight for people, as I was talking about youth empowerment, I was inspiring. I was doing the work. Nobody was ready to support me. But I kept on doing it, and my work got affected until 2015, that I had to relocate to Lagos, and that is where the big bang started. And my relocating to Lagos was an orchestration, because if I don't learn the new way of doing these things, I will not be able to really, eat the bull by the horn. I was homeless. At one time, I remember wearing a trouser for a month, and I was washing it and I was wearing it wet because the problem was so much. I had certain family problems that I can't just tell people outside as regard my marriage, but that does not disturb me. 2016 July, I had to go to a hotel to rent a hall to organize an annual lecture for my late parent. And I tagged myself and I said, an homeless man has gone to the most patronized hotel in Lagos to put together a conference. And I can remember 3 months before the conference, I was banished from a hotel by the security man of a hotel. He just ate seeing me, and I want to attend free conferences, free seminars. As I was volunteering for environmental organization, non-profit that are doing environmental work. I was joining them to clean the beach, but I had to do something. I divided my work. I am an impact person. I'm giving my society my individual social responsibility. There's corporate social responsibility. But that was how I started it, and along the line, somebody that so much liked my environmental work called me the Nigerian Spiderman. He just made a post. There's somebody in Indonesia that is doing the same thing. When he saw that the people of his community did not care, then he put on the Spiderman costume and he started cleaning the street of Indonesia. So the man just tagged me. It was a video made by what is this? I think World Economic Forum posted a video, and this great man that lives in Germany tagged me and said, in Nigeria, we have me as the Nigerian Spider. And I caught the idea and I said, oh, how am I going to find this Spider-Man costume? That was how I started working on how to get this Spider-Man costume. And then I got a Spider-Man costume from USA with little. I said with little, achieve more. With more, achieve more. But when you achieve less with much, that is not it. So I have been able to achieve much with little.
Or you've honestly led a very interesting life. I know you mentioned a lot of things in earlier, but I just wanted to just like briefly, like what categorically, what inspired the Spider-Man concept?
Um, what inspired the Spider-Man concept is uh, on a day, February 12th, 2021. I had this Facebook friend of mine that is a Nigerian based in Germany, and he saw this post from World Economic Forum about a man in Indonesia that decided to wear the Spider-Man costume because he's been doing his cleanup. He's been advocating for a cleaner Indonesia, and the people are not really interested in joining him. So he put on the Spider-Man costume and he started cleaning on the street, and people started emulating him. So the man tagged me and said, "Here in Nigeria, we have the Nigerian Spider-Man. We have Spider-Man." He did not even say Nigerian Spider-Man. "We have a Spider-Man," and he said, "I'm the one." And I said, wow, this is this. He just tagged me, but I said, this is it. This is what I'm waiting for. Then I'm gonna truly put on the Spider-Man costume, and that was how I started, trying to find the Spider-Man costume. I went to U-Boat and see maybe I could just do a homemade Spider-Man costume, and I saw that it's a very hard work to put on a Spider-Man costume. I have to go and to give an artist. I have to start using marker or paint to paint the stripe, the design. And I said, okay, I need to order the Spider-Man costume from USA, and the Spider-Man costume came December 15, 2021. So now I went for a photo shoot with the costume because I was so happy. And then by December 31st, the last day of December 2021, I went for my first solo cleanup where I put on the Spider-Man costume. Then I had some pressmen come over to cover the event, and the reason is just that I want to attract the people. I want the people to see me do this. I want the people to talk about my work, and I want to tell the people that they should also do the same. They are also heroes, and and it started getting attention, and people started videoing me. They started taking picture of me, and I didn't really bother because it was taking my environmental advocacy to the next level, and telling our government, telling people that we need to care about our environment. Enough of we taking care of ourselves alone. We need to take care of the environment where we make a living, where we step on, and where we enjoy our life. That's just it.
Very interesting one. I'd like to ask on that note. So, what is the end goal? Not like end goal, but are there bigger plans for the Spider-Man? If you like to share other plans you have in mind for Spider-Man.
Thank you so much for this question. Thank you for the commendation. The Spider-Man project is it's a massive one that I'm really planning a lot of projects. I'm based in Oshobo and have been to Ibadan. By the grace of God, this new year I will be traveling to different states in Nigeria to also put on my Spider-Man costume, to let the government know that there's a Spider-Man that is around, telling people about environmental sanitation, telling the citizens over there to keep the environment clean, that is our responsibility. And so basically there are a lot of ideas that are dropping in. Like I'm writing to the 37 state commissioner for environment, and I'm writing them what I think they should do about the environment, that they should do their work very well. So we're putting on a formidable letter I and my team were putting on this letter, and we are posting it to all the 36 state local commissioner for environment, and we're going to copy the governor of each state on this, and we're looking at the best time to do this, and it's going to take a whole lot of resources, because it's going to go by the Korea freight company, and I'm putting on by New Year a press conference, and I'll be inviting the print media, the online media. I'm putting on this press conference, and it will I believe it will be great, and it will be in the daily newspaper. And I'm also visiting our traditional rulers. I'm visiting them on, I'm telling them I am the Nigerian Spiderman, and I want them to tell their chiefs, to tell the people at home to keep their environment clean. So the king is going to welcome me. I'm going to take the king, the Bale, the Hobi, the, the Higwe, the Hemia. I'm going to tell them to please keep the environment clean, to please tell their chiefs, to please tell their chiefs to tell people at home about a cleaner environment. That it's our responsibility. So these are part of what I will be doing. And one thing is that any place that I'm not able to reach, it will be on the social media, and someone will be able to see it at the palaces, and they'll be able to emulate it and see it as a good initiative, and they're going to take it so good. And at the same time, at the same time, I I am also starting my comedy skit. It's just a way of appreciating people that are cleaning the street, and I'll be giving them some cash as a reward. I'll be putting on my Spider-Man costume, and I will see them clean their business premises, and I'll give them some money. It could be 5,000, it could be 2,000, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000, and it will be a comedy skit, or a food for thought skit, an advocate skit, comedy skit, and I'll tell, and when it goes viral, somebody will read it that somebody was cleaning his or her business place, and he got rewarded with 5,000. Okay, maybe peradventure this Spider-Man too can come to my business place, so let me keep my environment clean. So I'll be looking at ways to really do all this for the new year, and in the near future, and more ideas.
Yeah, I would definitely be on the lookout for that. Those are very, very interesting plans. Yes. Um, I would, I think just before we go, you're a very interesting figure. You've been doing a lot of work, and it's something that's worthy of accolades. Like you say, you're humanitarian, so I don't know if there's something you would like to share with the general public. Give like your 2 cents of some issues and all. I think it would be really, really helpful, especially now. There's a time for us to take responsibility for ourselves as Nigerians. So, is there anything you'd like to say to others that's was not asked or covered?
Yes. What I really want us to know in this country is that everybody matters, and I want to say environmental sanitation is everybody's business, and the youth, the adults, the children, we need to take responsibility. We need to become patriotic, and this is how to go about it. The country is in a big mess, and it needs more people to get involved. People should be involved, and we shouldn't really just bother about leaders. We're all change agents. I'm doing my own reformation work. without the support of the government organization. I'm doing it the way I am, and it's gaining attention. And that same way, anyone can still do his or her own project. So what I'm telling us is that we just have to keep the environment clean. We know the consequences. We've heard about Lassa fever, malaria, cholera. Your environment looks so ugly, and you are not being really respected by the international organization. So I'm calling on people to become so patriotic. We should change our narrative. There should be a discourse that's going to, just enter into the mindset of each and every Nigeria that they need to get involved to better our country. And that is the reason why I'm, so passionate about this project and every other initiative that I do.
All right, so there you have it, guys. We're in a season where we have to take responsibilities for ourselves. When the election season, we can't afford to sit idly by. We have to perform our civic duty. Nigeria belongs to us. The oasis is on us to develop it. We always talk about change and being able to do things, but if we're not responsible from our own little space, starting from cleaning our room, cleaning our houses, cleaning our neighboring place, cleaning the community, if everybody would do that and be responsible, if everybody would actually be responsible for their environment, not just the physical environment but your political environment, it's going to make things move better. It's going to make things go better when you take responsibility for your security. So who is supposed to provide you quality security in your community, and then you put that person on his or her toes to make sure that person delivers what the person has promised in his or her campaign and all of those things. We have to take responsibility, actively take responsibility, and it is my hope that at the end Nigeria would win through our efforts. Yes. Thank you very much for staying through to the end of this episode. Yep, I will see you in the next one. And oh yeah, I have okay. Let me just give you some sneaky peek. There's a new project I'm working on, right? So I'm collaborating with some guests, yes, and it's going to be a very interesting one. It's going to stand alone, yeah, but it's a very interesting session. It's not like all those ones you've listened to. Trust me. Yeah, so just stay tuned. Watch this space. Yeah, more things are about to come. Right. All right.